Okay, hi, greetings. It is July 21st, and gosh, it's been over a month, well over a month since I made the last video. My notes are dated June 10th, and I just never got to it, I guess. So I just want to talk about Mr. Trump, Mr. Taco McRapey, and what he's going to do to not lose power in the elections coming up. He's going to do everything to not lose power. He's going to suppress the ballots, which he's been doing successfully for years now, and that's how he won in 2024. Still completely unaddressed by anybody, practically. His cheating was in every way, and the people responsible, Kamala Harris, really, who could have asked for hand audits, she did not. She accepted the results that he won all swing states by a large margin outside of the recount zone, the automatic recount trigger margins. Anyway, so he got away with it completely, and he's going to do it again. Anybody who thinks an election is going to save us, remember the Mueller report, remember the Jack Smith report, remember the E. Jean Carroll revelations that just didn't even make a dent. I'm sorry to say that to the MAGA people, his supporters, assaulting women is okay. It's okay. And having sex with young women, very young women, underage, girls, teenagers, which technically is not pedophilia, but it's illegal, especially if they're trafficked over lines. And so over state lines. So harping on Epstein files, the sexual aspects, it's going nowhere, and it never will, really. What will go somewhere are the financial crimes, and I'm thinking there's just stuff going on in New Mexico from the Rodriguez reporting, the reporter from the Boston Globe, getting no traction in the mainstream media, none at all. If you're still watching CNN and MSNBC and all that for your news, just stop, really, because they're just not giving you. You're really missing, or watch it, but get some other. Just go to aggregates. That's the best way to get general news from everywhere, and clear your cookies every now and then, so you get fresh algorithms, I think, and that's how you just find out about these things. And watch different YouTube channels. I love that Ali. Wajarat, I can't really say his last name, the Left Hook channel on YouTube. He's got some really good guests, and he's a far left, but not as far left as me, because he's not even acknowledging the election interference. He did have ETA's Ethan, I'm sorry for Nathan. Nathan, his name is, on to talk about the strange things going on in the audits and the analysis of the ballots in several states. 5 states, I think they've done. Perfectly acceptable, and Musk's lies on X were viewed 2 billion times. Perfectly acceptable. Musk tweaking the algorithms so that you get certain, bullshit posts. Perfectly acceptable, but not in Germany and France, where he is actually being sued for that. It's called election interference. Maybe election influence. They're trying to introduce this new term to sort of excuse the interference. I don't know. Maybe it's catching on, but I'm not holding my breath. So really my main point is an election's not going to save us. And what are Americans going to do when he seizes ballots, seizes machines, invalidates whole states, results? When the Congress comes in January and the Dem winners, the congressional reps, are not seated. What are Americans going to do about that? I don't really think they're going to do much, actually. And that's going to be pretty much the end of the democracy in America. It can't come out of that. It just won't. It's just a pit, like what happened to Russia under Putin. And he's just following Putin's playbook. Putin, who is a brilliant tactician and knows what he's doing about taking over governments, and is actually probably the richest man in the world, technically, is guiding Trump. So I have no hope, really, because I don't think Americans are going to care enough. What is the saying? Well, the guy from the Heritage Foundation who said the coup will be bloodless if the liberals let it. So I think the liberals are going to let it. Or I could be wrong, but there's just I don't see a lot of engagement in any of these issues, and I see just all these left. They call themselves left, talking shows, and I listen to them. They're talking and you're just doing other stuff around, so I don't consider it a complete waste of time. But they're just droning on and on and on about all the symptoms of Taco. He's doing this and he's doing that, and it's just massive distraction. He's just a master at public relations, and give him his due. Stop denigrating him. Yeah, he can't read because he's probably got dyslexia or some other something like that. That doesn't mean he's stupid, and he is brilliant at manipulating the electorate, his base. We've ignored him and ridiculed him at our own peril for about 15 years now, and he cheats in every way. So I don't really see a way out of this. I think it was Jefferson who said the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe I could be arrested for even suggesting that. Who knows what's going on? All right, well, actually, there was a lot here. The election's not going to save us because he's going to seize ballots. He's going to go in there. He's got his goons. He sicked people on the Capitol. Now he's got an organized army. He's got battalions of these goons. Then he's got ICE, who are government-sanctioned goons. And there was some show on the other night. Two people were like, do you think he's going to use ICE as security against Americans? Yeah, I think he is. I think that's actually the whole plan. Oh, Lord. Now, I should disclose that I don't live in America. I left in 2006. I left because of the Iraq War lies and how I didn't want to pay taxes into that. So I said, where can I go and live under the poverty threshold comfortably? And here I am in a Southeast Asian country. So but I still vote, and I am an American, so I do still have an opinion. My opinion is valid. But anyway, the election is not going to save us. And also, there's this, I want to talk about AIPAC. Oh, I almost said 8 minutes. So AIPAC influence is it waning? No, they're just changing their name, really. So beware of that. And a bunch of Dems finally voted against giving Israel any money, but it's not enough. And it's not, no one's talking about the National Security Bill 224, provision to budget. And this is going to merge. I haven't heard anything about this. I've been kind of busy with some personal stuff, and so I haven't really been looking into this, but this is really important. They're going to merge the Israeli army into the American Pentagon. So if you don't think that these people aren't religious fanatics running our government right now, nationalistic, fundamentalist Christians, no different from the Taliban, really, basically, especially as far as rights of women. Women are, plenty of them want to take the vote away from women, which they are doing with that SAVE Act, and finally that's getting some traction about how you'll have to provide a original birth certificate with your current name on it, or you're going to have to jump through a whole lot of hoops to get registered to vote. And the incidence of people who are not American citizens voting is just minuscule. But they're blowing it all up. Oh, they found a bunch of people registered to vote, but that's not voting, and that was a mistake. And it's just they're just gonna. An election is not going to save us. All right, what else we got here? Excuse me. La 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 la. IRG. What is that? Oh, there's just so much on that national security policy. Just don't do it. Don't do it. National Security Bill 224. Call your Congress rep and tell them no on this. Although it might be too late. Isn't there some budget bill going through? Okay, so what else? La 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 la. I'm not going to talk about anything else deflective. Just stop watching anything that's talking about what he's doing, like the deflection pool or the anything he's doing in DC, destroying stuff, knocking stuff down, breaking things is just distraction. It's just distraction theory. That plane is distraction, 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 distraction. Just throw it on, throw it on. This is Bannon's playbook, and they talked about it 10 years ago how they were going to do it, and they're doing it, and the media's lapping it up, and nobody's talking about the real issues, which are how did he even get on the ballot? He was disqualified. U.S. Constitution. Article 14, Section 3, disqualification due to insurrection. Why didn't Schumer invoke that when the Supreme Court said do that in March of 2024? The Anderson case in Colorado that tried to keep him off the ballot. And SCOTUS said, well, only Congress can do that. Hint, hint. And who was in charge of the Senate at that time? Mr. Chuck Schumer. So it's his fault. And then Kamala Harris also let him get away with cheating in every way. Won all swing states by a very large margin. Just not very large, but enough to not trigger recounts. It's just. I don't think Democrats are going to save us either. So, I will say this about, I'm registered to vote in Florida, and I registered Republican a while back to try and change my, to try to vote for Haley, as did 18% of the other Republicans in my county. But now it's hard to change back. You used to be able to do things online with the election office down there. Now you cannot. They've made it very difficult. You have to mail in things. So I can imagine that balloting is going to be just a nightmare. I used to be able to fax my ballot in, fax it with a signature affidavit, is what, and also waive my right to privacy. So I'm happy to do that if I can use a fax, because I faxed it for free, scanned it, faxed it for free, and it was easy to do. So if they're going to stop doing that, then they're going to cheat in every way, and if that doesn't work, they're just simply going to invalidate it, and that is how it's going to happen. November 3rd, 2026. Okay, bye.